video, we're going to go through a step-by-step guide on exactly how to read your YouTube analytics to determine how to improve your videos for next time. So on YouTube Studio, there is a bunch of data that you have access to. You have your click-through rate, you have your AVD, you have the number of views, the number of subscribers that you have, and there's frankly a lot of noise inside of your YouTube Studio. So I'm going to demystify a lot of that here in today's video. So as an example, I'm going to go into one of the channels that I'm currently running and exactly, what the data is telling me and exactly what decisions that I can make based on it. So let's get into it. So I have this channel over here that I've newly run. You can see that we've only posted 9 videos, but really from these 9 videos, there is a lot of data that I can gather from it in order to determine what's working and what's exactly not working. So let's have a look real quick. So you can see over here, when I go into the content, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 videos that I've posted. And over here, when I go into the analytics, you can see that the channel has, we've been live since like 14 March is when it started getting views. And this is the 19th of March as I'm recording this, and it's at 25K views, 2.5K watch hours. So once this channel hits 500 subscribers, this channel will be properly monetized, which is super duper nice. Now, whenever I'm looking at my analytics, I always like to go into the advanced mode. And when I go into the advanced mode over here, right, some of the data that you can see here is the number of views per video, the watch hours, the subscribers, the impressions click rate. This is the default view, right? And then you can filter by the time and you can filter by the content breakdown. So the main things that I really like to look at when I'm studying my analytics is I want to filter for the views, right? Watch time, subscribers don't matter too much. I like to look at the AVD and the APV. I like to look at my impressions click-through rate, and I like to see the number of returning viewers and the number of average views per view. And I'll explain all of these metrics in a second. So I'll just click here to apply, and over here, it immediately filters for, you can see the average view duration, which is the average length that a viewer watches your video for. So you can see here the average of these 9 videos are 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and you can see all of it for each video. APV is the average percentage viewed, so it's the average percentage viewed of your video. So in this case, if my average view duration is 5 minutes and 50 seconds, that is 40% of the video. So that means the other 60% is whatever the math is. And then you can see here, this is the number of returning viewers for each video. And then here we can see the average views per viewer. So this is looking at, okay, when one viewer comes onto your channel, how many views do they actually give you, right? So if I come to my own YouTube channel, I watch a video, and then I go and watch a second video and go watch a third video, but I never come back and return to your channel, that means my average views on your specific channel for each individual viewer, that is me, I have given 3 views to the channel. So you can see here, this is 1.3 views per viewer. So that's the average number of views, right? And typically, this number is, close to 1 because this is a completely new channel. But if this number is trending towards 2, that means you are doing very, very good in terms of audience retention, right? And then next thing is views, right? You'll also want to look at views, and you can look at your impressions click-through rate over here. So impressions click-through rate is basically, okay, if your thumbnail is being shown to 100 people and an average of 6.3 people click on it, that will give you an impressions click-through rate of 6.3%. So that will tell you how well your title and thumbnail is performing, right? And once again, this is not a ton of data, but basically what I'm looking for when I'm filtering for these things is any signs that, hey, I should be doing more of a certain type of video, right? So the very first thing that I look at for a channel like this, I will look at my APV, my average percentage viewed of a video, and also my AVD, because both of them are calculated with the same thing, right? So I will look for, hey, what videos or what topics are getting people to stay for longer. So for example, over here, my average percentage viewed on this channel is 40%. So the average viewer watches 40% of a video, right? And I can see here, this video got 54.5%, 53.2%, right? I can filter for this number over here. Actually, there's no good way to filter, but you can see over here, this video, this title worked really well, 54.5%, 53.2%, right? And then there was, the average is 40%, 43%, 46%, right? So I will want to, mainly look at the winners to see, okay, what topics are we covering over here? What that has led to 54.5%, 46.1%, and a 53.2%. That means people are watching more and more of your video, right? So I will want to double down on those topics, or maybe it's a certain editing style, or maybe it's a certain way of writing the script. So this is where I will look at to see like, hey, what is really working for the channel? And then I will diagnose like, hey, what about these specific videos has led to people coming back over and over again, right? And then you can see over here, this channel, this video over here has 293 returning viewers, right? And it has only, gotten 893 views. So 893 views leading to 293 returning viewers. That is a video that's contributing to a lot of returning viewers. That means that this specific video is serving your current audience, right? So you can see over here, higher APV, higher number of returning viewers, right, comparatively to the number of views. So I will definitely want to be making more of these types of videos. Whereas you can see over here, right, this video is one of the major outlier videos, has 19,000 views, but the number of returning viewers is, substantially lower. That means that, hey, a video like this has the potential to go viral, but maybe this video was a little bit more clickbait, right? Maybe the script, wasn't as dialed in, or maybe it didn't have enough humor, right? You would want to look at your script to see like, hey, what is the reason for a low number of returning viewers over there? So that's exactly what I will look at. So we can see over here, I will look at, hey, 54.5%, right? Why did these videos have such high AVD? And then I will want to double down on it, right? And then the next thing that I'm looking at is my impressions click-through rate. So you can see over here that the average click-through rate on my channel is 6.3%, right? So in general, if the click-through rate of my videos are 6.3%, and once again, this is a relatively new channel, there's about 200 subscribers on this channel, I will want to constantly beat this click-through rate, right? Because I can see over here that this most viewed video over here, 19,000 views, got 7.6% click-through rate, right? So when it has 19,000 views with a 7.6% CTR and a 40% APV, right? That eventually leads to the video going viral, right? And you can see like this is the video that has contributed to the highest amount of click-through rate, right? So then I will go ahead and look at this because this video is the only one with the highest click-through rate among all of my other videos. I will look at this and I can see that it has led to a high number of views. I will go into my video, I will look at the title and the thumbnail, and I will see, hey, exactly what is making this title and thumbnail combination work that has resulted in so many views, right? So I will want to break down exactly the thumbnail psychology, right? What topics that I talk about in my specific video, and I will want to double, triple down on those in the future uploads, right? Which has led to videos being 1 of 10, 1 of 10, 1 of 10, very, very consistently on, this very, very new channel over here, right? And also you can see because the target CTR is 6.3%, which is the channel's average. What I will want to do is that whenever I'm making thumbnails, right, I will immediately want to look at, my CTR, and I will want to see like, hey, if my CTR is below 6.3%, how can I change my thumbnail so that I can hit that 6% threshold mark, right? And so this data, just by looking at your channel average over the past 28 days or over the past 90 days, you can immediately see that, hey, there are certain videos like this with a high average percentage viewed, 54.5%, but it only has a 3.6% click-through rate, right? And because it only has a 3.6% click-through rate, it ended up not performing so well, even though more people actually watched the video. So then it's not really a scripting problem because we know that, hey, like the script of this channel is doing very well. It's leading to a high average percentage viewed. Instead, you will need to improve your thumbnails, right? Which you can do by a couple of things, right? You can hire better thumbnail designers, or if you don't have the budget to hire thumbnail designers, you can use AI tools like our subscriber AI thumbnail generator that we recently launched. So there's that. So I will see over here that this specific video, okay, like I'm gonna want to start to test thumbnails, and if I actually test thumbnails, I know that hey, it leads to more people watching the video, which generally is one of the hardest things, which will eventually lead to these number of views starting to climb. And another video that I'll want to look at, you can see here 46.1% APV, but with a 2.9% CTR. So the CTR is even lower, which led to a low number of views, right? So I know that, hey, I can probably optimize this because these videos probably are dead. They probably aren't climbing. So I'm going to start changing the thumbnail to see what will actually lead to people coming back. And, I know that, hey, actually these lead to a high number of returning viewers, right? So I'm going to want to start optimizing for that. So another video over here, 53.2% CTR. I believe this was just posted a couple of days ago, and 3.9% CTR. So then I can start testing the thumbnail for this one because the CTR is low. Whereas this video, 19,000 views, 7.6% CTR. Obviously, this is propping up the number of 6.3%, but it is driving results. So I don't really want to touch this video, right? 40% APV, maybe the script could be a little bit better, but even with an okay script, I know that, hey, if the packaging is great and it gets people to click, it's going to perform very, very well. So, and then over here, right, we can see, these scripts perform well. I'm going to want to analyze, right, run it through subscriber, run it through AI to kind of see exactly what makes this specific script really work that leads to such a high APV. You can see here that this video is 20 minutes long, 11 minutes average view duration, right? Versus the rest that are 5 minutes. Why does this one have such a high average view duration? I'm going to want to look at the script and really identify like, hey, why did this work so well compared to the other videos, right? And then we can kind of do a diagnosis from there. So as a rule of thumb, when you're looking at your analytics, in order to determine exactly what is considered to be a winning video or like a winning script or a winning thumbnail, right? You want to compare it to your average. And also another rule of thumb is to double down on your winners and kind of not look at your losers so much. Because if you post very, very consistently and you post videos super frequently, generally there will be tons of losers that you have, and there will be a few outlier winners. And pretty much the game of YouTube is how can you find outliers more consistently? How can you replicate success more consistently? So it's really less about avoiding failure, right? Because there will be a ton of uploads that just don't resonate, where you kind of have to test your audience for data. But really in this specific case, it's good to look at why the winners are winners, right? From APV or AVD, average percentage viewed, or AVD standpoint, and a view standpoint, and also what's working on a packaging level, on a topic level with your impressions click-through rate. So just having like a deep dive into the data to really tell you exactly what you can optimize, right? Immediately for this specific channel, I can see that this video had a 7.6% CTR, right? Immediately I started changing the rest of the thumbnails to match the exact same style of the thumbnails. And now this channel, after 9 uploads, has kind of its own style going for it. So even though this channel only has like a small subscriber base, right? This channel doesn't have a crazy number of subscribers. We can see that this channel has 233 subscribers, right? Eventually, as this base starts to grow, we know that, hey, there's a certain branding associated with it. When people click on this channel, they will know, like, hey, they will know exactly what kind of packaging they're coming for and exactly what type of videos that they're coming for. You can see this video has an 8 minute average view duration, absolutely crushing it. I believe this is a 14-minute video. So looking at stats like this, I think is super duper informative to kind of tell you exactly for 8-minute AVD with a 19-minute video, so we can see making longer videos actually isn't hurting retention. So we're going to continue to make longer videos. We can see that it's browse, and we can kind of see like the traffic here. This is just uploaded 5 hours ago, so it is informative. It is useful to really dive deep into the data and then make data-driven decisions, because that's what all YouTube is about. Hopefully this helps. If you want to try out Subscriber for $7 for 7 days, you can click the link in the description. This channel is written all with Subscriber. All the scripts are written with AI. And yeah,